What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Miracle. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Tigerboss, the boss of the Tigers. He's the boss man. We'll see if he can be the boss man of Miracle today in this game, because he's going in with his main god. I'm honestly surprised to see Tigerboss playing anything other Atlantean here. It's a surprise because he's an when the reason I made this tournament, the rules for this tournament, there's twofold. One, it's a league, which means there's a lot of games to play. It's supposed to be somewhat reflective of the ladder, where your ranked ladder. And when we made the first season of Champions League, there was quite a significant lull in highly competitive 1v1s being played. People weren't really playing 1v1s very much. So we added the ladder in, basically a tournament ladder in with Champions League. So it's supposed to be reminiscent of that to some degree, where people are just trying to get as high as they possibly can with their skill. And the way most people try to do that is they just play their main god. And now, while I do understand that it's a tournament and we try and force people onto different gods by putting different maps in, there are certain gods that I'm not surprised to see people trying to pick pocket picks for. So, for example, an Odin main playing on a map that he doesn't like, say for example, he doesn't like Calm Shores. I'm not surprised to see an Odin main there pocket picking Isis or pocket picking Zeus or pocket picking Kronos there. I'm not surprised to see that. But for an Oranos player, not picking Atlantean, I have not seen a map in this series, in this map pool, where I think, you know what, Atlantean is just unplayable on this map. I haven't seen that map, and I think that in terms of there's two civilizations that in terms of Civ you can play on nearly every single map. I wouldn't be minding, and that's Hades playing on every single map, and Oranos on every single map. But we'll have to wait and see how everything is going to go here. Tigerboss at this point is looking like he's just going for a standard advance time here. Now, Tigerboss is capable of playing a more boomy Oranos rather than the kind of more modern, aggressive Oranos that we're seeing out of players like Tunison and Grassengroom. He's much more capable of playing that more boomy Oranos variant that we kind of started seeing quite a lot, maybe back in 2015-ish era of the Oranos kind of metagame. But we'll see if he goes for that against the Hades. Obviously, Hades is going to be more than happy to play against a boomy Oranos because he's Hades. So being aggressive here might be the way to go. Now, in terms of what Hades can do in this matchup, there are actually quite a few. It depends on the spawn you get, obviously, as we see Miracle kind of choosing to do something that kind of means I would expect him to not be going for what I'm about to say. But there are a ton of two strategies here for Hades. First strategy is an Athena rush. And not necessarily an Athena rush, but it's an Athena rush. The idea is that Hades has got the advantage here off of one town center for the first couple of minutes in this game. So you can actually find yourself in a really good position putting pressure onto your opponent. As we do see Athena coming through, it's a perfect 439 with an Ajax hero. So it makes a lot of sense that he could potentially be going for that. But what I expect to see when I see one town center gameplay here, as we are seeing a second town center for Miracle with the gold villages, with that many gold villages. But what I expect to see with one town center gameplay is you leave the safe food source on Tundra in your base to eat later when your opponent is when Oranos is starting to be able to start raiding you by running all over the map. So you come out into the map, you eat the caribou here, you eat these here and everything, and then later you move into your main base where you can't really defend. You can chuck sentinels down, you can get watchtowers down, and then the Oranos just can't raid you. You've got all this hunt here. You can then grab the farms, get the berries, all the good stuff, and you can find yourself having a really, really good game with Greek. But it's just going to be a fast second town center here for Miracle, as the Promethean offspring here gets the lead and he gets shanked there. What was that decision by Tigerboss? He does get a little bit of damage done onto that Ajax for free as well. So it's not like it's all bad, but an interesting decision nonetheless, as Miracle now moving forward, sending himself 5 villagers onto this town center as the military barracks, just 1 military barracks coming down now for Tigerboss. So Tigerboss here, he knows he's going to be looking to grab his own town center up on this position. He knows that it's next to impossible to stop this town center from going up. But the question here is going to be, is this going to be able to be working for Tigerboss? And should he just grab the back town center here and play it safe? Or should he grab the forward town center and try and be a little bit more risky, as he does send the citizen forward to try and grab some more of this hunt? Plenty of resources in the bank now to drop the town center here as the final Mamillo pops out. And we will indeed be seeing that as the hero citizen moves forward. Villagers are going to finish up on this elk and have to move over onto this caribou. One thing that I'm surprised to see from Oranos players a little bit, as the villager for some reason not building the town center at this moment, is the big thing I'm surprised to see is that Oranos players don't shift click their villagers. It's one of the big advantages that Atlantean has over, say, the Nilla civilizations, is that when you shift click villagers as Nilla, all the villagers need to stop working before they move on to the next source. So it kind of like doesn't make sense. It's better to manually move them to the next one. But if you do that with all of the Oranos villages, all the Atlantean civilians units will stop working at the same time because the food source ends at the same time. So you can just easily send them off. As we do see some caribou here getting sliced up by Tigerboss, not wanting to allow Miracle to grab those for the time being here, as the army just sitting over on this position. Now, I do really like the forward town center getting grabbed. Back town center also coming up for Tigerboss really, really early. So this is this is that boomy Oranos that we were talking about that Tigerboss is able to do. But Miracle here is reading this really nicely. If we take a look at Miracle's perspective, he knows that a town center is potentially going up over here, and it's going to get denied for a little bit here, as well as Tigerboss is now starting to build himself some more of these Murmillo as the units come through. There's also the Wedget Eye over there with the reduction of myth unit training time, as the citizen does get spotted here, and Tigerboss is going to have to retreat back. We do see the Ajax and the Chiron trying to get in onto that one there as the units coming over here to try and defend this. The citizen will be safe for the time being. And it does seem like here that Tigerboss should be able to win this fight, send the units back over here to drop the town center up, but the Minotaur does slow that town center down even longer. But the thing is here, with the counter barracks up, maybe this is going to be close enough here. I think Miracle, he might be able to hit this timing if Tigerboss really wants this town center up, which it looks like he does. I think the Tigerboss might have to be concerned about Miracle hitting him on this town center and slowing that down yet again as the units are popping through, as Chiron's going to be taking the relic back home here. We do see a stray granary getting put up in the corner of the map. Miracle being very, very greedy with that one there. We'll see if Tigerboss is going to be able to notice it, as the villager getting pulled back off of that settlement there yet again, as the units pulling forward here for Tigerboss, looking for something to do with his units. He's got to be careful to not allow the units to get caught out of position. Thank you for the raiding party there, Killuminati. Appreciate you, my friend. So now we see Miracle in the corner over here. If we take a look at Tigerboss's perspective, he doesn't know that anything's in the corner, but the corner of the map is always important. Ha, 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 ha. Miracle. He is so sneaky. He's left the Minotaur in the corner over here. He's going to send it back into the town center, and he's going to delay the town center even longer here as the Toxoid is getting pushed back. And every single moment this town center is delayed is absolutely gigantic, as all the heroes on this location, there's no valor for this time being here. As the Minotaur comes in, it's going to continue to cause problems over here. Tigerboss is not reacting to this at all here, and he's not realizing how much of a blunder he is actually fallen into here, as this town center getting it's so many resources here delayed as the units coming through here to push the Minotaur away. Just pull the citizen back and start putting the town center up. You've got to get the town center up here. 90 population to 66 population. Miracle might even be able to grab this town center as well. Absolutely love this wall placement, but the Arctic Wolves did snipe a villager there as well, as the units will be able to finish off the Minotaur here, and the town center is yet again pushed down, and potentially here, Miracle, if he throws some more units down here, he will be able to put pressure onto this town center and deny it. But we do see a stray Toxotes trying to push in here. It does get sniped down. Miracle not quite ready to hit this location just yet as Tigerboss scouts around. Let's check out his scouting here. He sees the gold mines all over the place, so he knows he could potentially get a gold staff here, but how is he going to get in onto this gold mine and over onto this gold mine? Potentially some sort of what's it called? Some sort of sky passage play here from Tigerboss. Might not be a bad call if he can sneak a citizen up here, but it's a lot of resources to invest in that, and I don't know if it's going to be the best of ideas here as the farm's still coming down for Miracle. Tigerboss, on the other hand, still hunting, and he's already got citizen up on this top side of the map, so a sky passage coming up here, not going to be the worst of ideas here. He could also try and mine this gold mine out, put a sky passage in here to deny that town center for quite some time as well. As we see, Miracle, he's still hunting. He's not hunting with a whole bunch of villagers, but he's still managing to take resources away from Tigerboss in this game, even though Tigerboss technically should have map control here in this game. He's moving around with the Oranos units looking for something to do here as Miracle pushes forward here. Going to be able to snipe down a Mamillo, snipe down a Terma or something else here as well, as the villagers now moving onto this position to try and get the walls up. They will be spotting some citizen kind of in the middle of nowhere here. Do we see any attempt at a sky passage? Answer, not just yet. 4 villagers coming over here to check this one out as the units coming through onto this position here to take some villagers down. We do see a huge shockwave there from Tigerboss hitting so many of those villagers. He'll be able to kill off a bunch of villagers here, but the villagers just making the run through onto that location there as Tigerboss's town center is now going to be getting targeted down. We have 3 hoplite, 6 hippocon. Will this be enough to take the town center down or not? Tigerboss doesn't have the resources at the moment to get himself masons, but he got a whole bunch of idle units here that he can utilize to take this one out, as the villagers are going to be making a break for the town center. You also have to remember that the town center does have only 2100 HP, as the low HP citizen does get taken down. The units coming back in for Tigerboss to hit this defense on this town center. Tigerboss hasn't put any effort into getting masons just yet. His units very, very slow to get across the map here, and it looks like Tigerboss may lose this town center, not putting enough resources into defending this one, as Miracle has just barely managed to take the town center down. No effort to repair it either. And Miracle is in a great position now. Tigerboss here back. He's still at 145 population, so he probably would be able to win this fight, though there is a potential for a restoration to come in here. Staying on 2 town centers is exactly what he wants, as the restoration does come through here. The Tigerboss army has to retreat back. He's dropped down to 130 population now. Miracle's army is incredibly strong with those Murmillo, those hoplites, everything else. Tigerboss trying to micro his Terma onto those Toxotes though, but as he's getting close to the Toxotes, the hoplites are going to be able to start, and the hippocon are going to be able to start taking down the Terma as he's desperately trying to win these fights. Miracle at this point is also going to be able to get himself out a whole bunch of Hades Shades to help pressure on this location to boot. We do see a little bit of a micro there from Tigerboss, but in all honesty, that fight was so poorly microed by Tigerboss. He didn't try and get the Terma into a position that they could be sitting attacking the Toxotes without being killed. He didn't do any effort into positioning there at all. He didn't have Shockwave either to help that fight, and now Miracle wins the fight there. He's probably also going to be able to take this town center. We do see Thea coming through now finally for Tigerboss. Miracle here, he's got his farm set up. He's setting up even more farms on this front town center here as well. He hasn't got any farms in his hometown center, which is a bit of a strange thing to see. He's got plenty of wood in the bank to do whatever he needs. He is retreating away now. Tigerboss is managing to get a little bit of a trade here. I do think that just never run here as Greek. Just never run. You don't need to run. Good trades here at this point for Miracle. There's Tigerboss trying to reposition his army here into like majority majority Murmillo at this point, as Tigerboss trying to sneak back over onto that town center to get that one back up. We'll see if he's going to be able to do so. Retreating underneath the town center now. His heroic age just about to pop. That Chiron needs to get taken out if Tigerboss has any chance of surviving here, as the Promethean still coming through here for Tigerboss. He needs not Promethean, but he needs Stymphalian birds on this location, as it looks like Tigerboss here will be able to hold, but at what cost? So the town center coming through here. Miracle, I mean, he's how many farms does he have? 13, 14, 15. He's trying to get the farms up in the main base, going up to 25 farms there. That is going to be a really big amount of resources for him. Miracle here going to be able to clean up the mana on this location over here. He's holding onto that gold mine there as well, as the army of Miracle going to start searching around for villager kills, as Tigerboss has got farms positioned in the middle of nowhere here, as not Troy, but Atlantean has attempted to farm outside her walls, which is a interesting decision, but a decision nonetheless. As another mana coming up over onto this position as the Stymphalian bird, we'll be able to clean that one up. The town center looks like it will be able to come back up for Tigerboss as well. He's got his market up on this position, so Tigerboss, he's got a plan here to go to the Mythic Age, as he does click up through Hecate relatively fast, but technically speaking, 15 minutes has always been like the premium time for an Atlantean player to get to the Mythic Age. I do think that Atlantean players have kind of forgotten that timing to some degree, as every Atlantean player seems to be advancing a little bit after 15 minutes here, or right on 15 minutes at the best kind of possibility. I'm thinking 13 minutes and 30 seconds for a Mythic Age here for Atlantean is kind of like the gold standard starting the advance time, but it just doesn't seem to happen any longer because there's just so much fighting and not really enough chaos in all honesty, as we see the third town center coming up for Miracle. Now, one of the big things that Tigerboss does have here is that Miracle is in the classical age, while Tigerboss is going to be in the Mythic Age. But right now, Tigerboss needs to get to full population. He needs to get up some fortresses and things like that, as he does put up, or palace, I should say, and things like that, to start getting himself destroyers to actually put some pressure on while his Tartarian gate gets thrown down. As we see the palace over here getting denied, just put the palace up in a safe position. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Thank you for the 12 months. It's our anniversary, Moradin. Appreciate you, my friend. I'm going to have a party. Thanks for the continual support. And we are seeing these Contarias coming out. This is something that I've been seeing out of Oranos players for quite a bit recently, and I think it does miss the point. The point is not to get Contarias against this army, but to get Destroyers and Arcus every single time against this army composition. These Toxotes become useless once you get out enough Destroyers here, and the effort into getting Palace out is just kind of low, as we're starting to see where will the Tartarian Gate go for Tigerboss at this point. Does he put it down in this position? Does he go into the main base over here and try and hit both between these two town centers? What's the game plan? As we do see some raids now coming in onto this position, Tigerboss getting closer and closer to 145 population as well, as he's still streaming units in onto this position there. As we do see the Tartarian Gate getting dropped in onto the Ford town center. Aphrodite is coming through. We see the Hades Shades coming in onto this position now, starting to attack the Tartarian Gate. Masons is through. Tartarian spawns going to be able to take out a bunch of these villages here as the shockwave does come through. Units getting pushed through onto this position now. A lot of them getting taken out. This is a really big win here for Tigerboss, as Miracle is not paying attention at this position. The Lampedia is going to be able to do a ton of damage as well. Little known fact is that I think the Lampedia does double damage. Is that wrong? No, it does 12 damage per second, and the arrows go a little bit slower. That's true, right? Sorry, what I mean is there's a little known fact that Lampedia deal crush damage. They're one of the rare range units that deal crush damage. That's what I was trying to say, and then I got distracted because I thought that the Lampedia was doing double damage there. What a silly brain I have. What a silly brain. As the Lampedia coming through. Ghost getting dropped down onto this position to slow Tigerboss down. Tigerboss has got himself a timing here that he can really hurt Miracle in. But he doesn't have any siege out. He has one siege out. He doesn't have anything to put down on this position. No resources in the bank to drop here. He needs to drop Palace down on something and get into a position where he can start putting pressure onto this town center. We do see the Lampede here converting the Nemean Lion into basically onto his team to start targeting down Miracle's units over here. As the army's starting to put pressure onto this position as Tigerboss moves in with his Fire Siphon. He needs to get himself more palace over here. He's only got the one, and this one palace is just not going to cut it. Towers, palace, everything needs to come in onto this position as Miracle is struggling to get his population back up to full population here. We see more military buildings getting dropped down by Miracle. He's got tons of gold in the bank, but no military production. There's the palace we were talking about. Very important here for Tigerboss to make use of this as the Fire Siphon starting to push in here to take this town center down. We do see a whole bunch of hoplites in on this position as well. As we'll see if Tigerboss can break through onto this location. The Fire Siphon rolling through here. You have to fight the army, though. You have to use those archers not on the town center, as Miracle is now back up to 145 or 145 population. The palace is now only just getting up. The palace does do 14 times 3 damage here as opposed to the town center, which is only 14 times 2. So palace is going to be a little bit more of a help here for Tigerboss as the Fire Siphon retreating back. He should not be building Fire Siphon anymore. Destroyers coming through here are going to be everything to tank against those Toxotes. As we're seeing Fanatics coming through, I'm not sure Fanatics are the right option here either, but we'll see if Miracle can hold here. He's got full population, plenty of gold in the bank. Do we see a market down anywhere for Miracle? I don't see the market just yet for Miracle, as the Chiron does get taken down. I definitely agree with the Fire Siphons killing off the archery range first to open up a little bit more of the map here to take down that town center, but he's still trying to push through the units of Miracle with his army. 160 population for Tigerboss, spending all the resources as Miracle just about to get up to 145 population. Him and a fortified town center to boot is going to be a really big assistance here for him, as the Fire Siphon, they are actually technically tanking quite a bit of damage here, so it's not like it's a bad unit choice, but is he still building Fire Siphon out of here? No, he's just going for Fanatics. I'm surprised to see that. I wonder if this is going to work. I haven't seen Fanatics versus the Hades army very often. One of the reasons why you don't see them is they've got only 25% Pierce armor. Obviously, that's base Pierce armor. They can go up quite a bit, but they don't really do that well against the Toxote ball of the Hades player. As we see another palace coming in, moving over onto this position, we do see a little bit of a raid coming down now onto Miracle's villages. We'll see if Miracle can defend this or not. Obviously, another option that Tigerboss could do is split the forces up. More palace coming down. Obviously, doesn't have the resources for it at the moment. That's while Tigerboss is getting a raid in, so too is Miracle able to get a raid in, as the unit's going to be turning around, shanking down the Hippocon on that position over there. The villagers all getting cleaned up, but Miracle is still sitting at 70, 69 villagers. Still plenty of economy there as well, as the army now pushing through, going to start getting a decent fight over in onto this position now, sitting outside of the range of the town center. The palace and the fortress are both fighting against each other. Classic Age of Mythology. Age of Mythology at its finest. As the units for Tigerboss pushing in onto this position, we're going to take these villagers out. As the Dryads taking down the hoplites and everything else on this position. Tigerboss trying to get out some more Fire Siphon. I think that if he wants to get a sneaky town center kill, or if he wants to get a town center kill at all, we're starting to see some raids coming through here. Going for this town center or going for this town center would make a lot more sense than this one, as the palace is almost cleaned up there, as now it seems like Miracle has caught up on tech. He is still only in the heroic age, so he's still got to get himself up to the mythic age here in this game. So he does still have the problem of potentially getting into a tough position here. He's got his market up in the corner of the map right now, as we do see what seems to have been a shockwave on that position. As the units coming through, they find the gold villages of Miracle. This is really big here for Tigerboss, as he manages to pick off the villagers that are up here, with the help of that fanatic here, does a fair amount of damage to the villagers there. And Miracle is just not reacting to that in the slightest. You can just start villager production again and put the villagers over onto the gold mines everywhere else on the map. It's not the biggest of deals. Meanwhile, the citizen getting taken down. Meanwhile, over here, Tigerboss, he's getting raids done, but he's getting both players getting raids taken at this point. So it's like basically no one's raiding. If both players are getting raided, no one's raiding. Is the end result of these sorts of positions here. As the citizen over here getting taken down. And Tigerboss here is not... I mean, you got to be careful here as Atlantean. Yes, losing citizens isn't the biggest of deals because you can just rebuild them, but every citizen you have to rebuild is still a decent amount of resources lost. So you've really got to be careful with those citizens. We're still seeing Miracle. He's just happily going for these raids here. Random 6 Hippocon moving in onto this position to take villagers off of the gold mine. Every single gold mine here is getting hit. Meanwhile, villagers of Miracle getting pushed off, but Miracle still got the gold over on this position, happily mining there as well. As Tigerboss now, full Arcus here. The Arcus so strong in these fights because they got the range, because the units... The only way that the Arcus are actually strong in these fights is if the front line of the Oranos is destroyers. Otherwise, the Arcus will actually pick off the infantry faster than the Toxotes will pick off the infantry faster than the Arcus do because they got more damage. They got the same HP, more damage, so they're just better in every way. And now Tigerboss, as soon as the front line falls, he needs to retreat back. And we will be seeing Miracle now coming in with a very, very strong Hippocon force here to hit those Arcus, slowing them down as well, as Tigerboss is now at 122 of 160 population. No gold income for the time being. The Hippocon are continuously raiding over here, finding the villagers on this gold mine as well. Tigerboss in a very, very difficult position here as the units pushing through here for Miracle to take down the Arcus of Tigerboss. Tigerboss now sitting underneath the town center. We see the Arcus retreating back ever so slightly, but they're all going to be getting picked off. And in that moment, Tigerboss taps out. GG, Miracle managing to take out possibly the favorite of the group here in two games in commanding fashion. Miracle has been having a really good tournament run thus far in this group stage. He has been playing out of his mind. Tigerboss here getting completely caught out by this 3 town center play. Yes, the 3 town center play has been standard here for Oranos versus Hades for quite some time. It's a standard play, but what else is standard is that the second or the third town center that you build as Atlanteans, always the town center that is a problem. Always is the town center is the problem. You can just defend it. You just leave the army here. You know that if you go in 3 town centers, you can't really put that much pressure onto your opponent anyways. They're on 2 town centers. You invested 700 resources into the 3rd town center. They haven't. They're going to have more units than you. So you are Atlantean, so you can make up for that by having the citizen, which gather a little bit faster, and that's fine. But you're still not going to be able to put pressure on. So just defend the town center until it's up and play into the strategy that you're actually going for. What is a 3 town center strategy for Atlantean against Hades going for? It's going for a Mythic Age timing. That's what it goes for. Fully upgraded, fully economized, 3 town center timing, hitting the weakest point that your opponent has. Now, if you take a look at this army here, this base here, the weakest point is not this base. It's this base. So had he put the Tartarian Gate over here, put the Palace over here, put the pressure onto this town center, I think this game would have actually been very different. But Tigerboss did not. Miracle gets the win, takes it 2-0. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.